and transcription. Okay. So, good morning. In this opportunity, I am with Nilmer Quispe. He has a lot of experience in the mine field. Okay. First, thank you for taking the time to speak with me in this opportunity. I'm currently conducting research for safety solution for mining, and I would like to hear your perspective on some challenges and possible solutions. I would like to record the conversation with your permission to help me in this analysis. So,
okay.
First, Nilmer, could you tell me a bit about your experience in the mining industry?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Alfredo, for your interview. Okay, I'm going to tell you my experience in the mining industry. I've been working in the mining industry for 10 years, specifically as geotechnical engineering. I was in charge or accountable of the stability of the slopes in the operations. So I conduct every supervisions, inspections of slopes in the open pit and also in the waste dumps to ensure that all components of the mine site has safety or has a factor of safety properly, and there are not instabilities that can affect both people, personnel, and equipment.
Okay.
And the process continues appropriately, right? So yeah, that's my experience in the as a geotechnical engineer as an introduction.
What safety-related responsibilities did you have in your last role?
And could you explain a little bit more about that question, please?
Yeah, for example, what type of EPPs did you use? How was the safety in your last role? Something like that.
Yes, the main equipment or basic equipment that is used in the mining industry is obviously the helmet and the vest with this reflective signs, and also the steel shoes that is a safety, or boots especially, and also the gloves are important to use to care your hands. and one of the most important thing in open pit or in all the mining industry, I think, is the hand radio that to communicate with others. So those are the main tools that you use to interact in mining environment.
Okay, and talking about alerts and communication, can you tell me what were some of the biggest safety challenges that you and your team faced while working in noisy mining environment?
Yes, sometimes when you, for example, in my case, I work uh, in drilling operations, or in works that involve drilling activities, in both in core drilling activities and for blasting drilling activities. So in both cases, there are a lot of noisy because of the perforation itself. So in those environments, sometimes it's difficult to communicate because you have to use a huge like this, yeah, similar like this, to protect your ears. So in these cases, it prevents you to to communicate, right? So in that case, first to start these kind of activities, I usually talk to the team previously what are going to be the activities that we're going to do to be clear before starting the activities, because when you are doing that activities with a lot of noise, sometimes it's difficult to communicate.
Okay.
So before starting that activity, I try to be clear or sure about all the activities, all the steps that we are going to do, the tasks that we're going to do. So this way, you try to not to avoid miscommunication. And also,
Mm-hmm.
it depends on, for example, if you need to evaluate, to assess a situation, I don't know, maybe near to a place where it is producing a lot of noise. Here there is a equipment that is working, and you need to evaluate or assess the stability of a slope. You ask the supervisor or the leader of this activity
Okay.
to stop the activity
Activity.
in order
Mhm.
to do the assessment properly without noising, right? So you ask to stop, the operator turn off the equipment, and then you can do the activity without
Ah,
noisy, right?
oh,
Yes.
really? Okay, okay. And changing a little bit the topic, what kind of health monitoring system was in place for workers? And do you think they was sufficient in real-time situations? For example, if someone in the site have an accident, how the central office know that his person has an accident? Or
Yes, commonly in the mining industry, and they have a response system for emergencies.
Mhm.
And the first step is, if you, as a worker, you identify someone has an injury or has a problem of health or safety, you immediately call the central control of emergencies. There is a number that is provided to you about this. It's important to know when you arrive to the mine to know that number of emergencies.
Mhm.
There is number of emergencies in the radio, and by cell phone, and by emails, and and by annex as well on the phones. And so you have to contact them, and they immediately, when you report that accident or that emergency, you have to say key information, for example, the number of victims or casualties, the description of the environment, what's happening, and what is needed. And and this is the first, all the things that you have to say when you call the emergency, and they come immediately. But while you are waiting for the for the team of response of emergencies, you
Mhm.
have to you can provide some first aid measures to the victim, and maybe you have to ensure that there are no more damage or hazard that can affect more the victim.
Okay,
And
okay.
maybe you can give this first aid um, activities, just for example, these compressions on the bed, verify the breath of the person, right? Verify the consciousness of the person who was injured,
Enjoy.
sort of things. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Nilmer. So, based on what you have shared, I'd like to present a potential solution we have developed. It's a set of smart headphones that offer noise filtering, integrates a radio for communication, and monitoring vital signs. I would like
Mm.
to hear your thoughts on this. Okay.
It's really interesting, actually. Yeah, because you mean that you are implementing a headset that integrates uh, all of these elements, right? All of these
Right.
needs, because it protects you from the noisy of environments, and you can use this also to report some emergency situations,
No, no,
right?
I misunderstood. Oh, first of all, yeah, they have like active noise filtering that can filter the noise of the machinery, for example, all the
Mhm.
equipment, but also filter the noise equipment, but you can listen your partner that is near to you or is far from you because it's like
Ah,
exactly. And
gotcha.
also talking about the monitors vital things is because they are going to have sensors, biometric sensors that, for example, if you have a fall, if you felt with your headphones are going to detect this, and central offices, they are going to have that somebody is fell down.
Ah, that's
And
good.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So, how do you think this product could fit into your last operation? What value do you see in it?
Yeah, that would be really helpful because when there are, as I previously said, when
Mhm.
there are a lot of noisy, it's a lot of noise. It's difficult to communicate. But if you have a, a headset that helps you to understand or to filter the environment noise and to understand better and to communicate with your partners, would be really helpful for communication in the operation, for increasing the safety as well.
Okay. And what concert or improvement do you think are needed for this to be an effective tool in your work environment?
What concern
Or improvement to
or
these
improvement?
headsets? Mhm.
To improve that, I think maybe in the size, the size is important because when the headset is very big, it's uncomfortable.
Okay.
Maybe this is the best issue that we have to consider. Maybe it can be implemented or connected with the helmet. I don't know in any way
Mhm.
to avoid forgotten in some places. I think if it's integrated with the helmet, would be very helpful to just
Included with
handle
helmet.
with one object. Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. I like that. So, do you think such a product will improve communication and safety in your operations? To
Yes,
fix them.
definitely. Yes,
Mhm.
definitely. Because it can isolate or isolate environment noisy, and you can clearly hear the other persons are saying in noisy environments. Definitely, especially for the drilling operations.
Okay, and final question: what other feature will make this product more useful to you if you have?
Yeah, for example, it would be better maybe if this product can measure the level of noisy that are in the place
Okay.
and to send a report, right? It's like record all the level of noisy
Mm-hmm.
along the time and graphically see the levels of noisy that you are dealing with in the operation. And also maybe it's possible to integrate that headset with GPS to know exactly where is the location of that sound, right? So
Oh,
it would be great to have the coordinates or the location exactly of this noisy of these recordings.
actually, it's a really good idea. I'm going to take note of that. Well, thank you so much for your valuable insights. Your feedback will help me shape this direction to this product. If it's okay with you, I may reach out again for any follow-up question or clarification. Thank you so
Okay,
much, Nilmer.
great. Thank you to you, Alfredo.
Thank you.
It was great to have this interview.
Yeah,
Thank you. Bye.
thank you. Yeah. Wait, wait. Ok, ahora